everybody out there, and welcome back to Comic Frontline. I'm Chris, and you're here with me once again for another comic book review. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Old Man Logan, issue number 23. Love this suit. This is my favorite Wolverine suit. Out of every single Wolverine uniform there was, this gold and blue one is my absolute favorite. I love these covers so much. But before we get into this book, I'm going to give you guys the two things I always give you. Number one, some preview artwork over here on this side of the screen. And number two, spoiler alert warning, I will be going in depth into Old Man Logan issue number 23. So if you haven't read it yet, you might want to take this video and put it in your watch later file because you don't want spoilers. You want to be able to read this book, enjoy it, and then come back and see if we agree or disagree on our thoughts with the book. Now, overview-wise, non-spoiler overview-wise, because I always like to give those before I go into spoilers. So if you're here, stick around a little bit and then you can go off before we talk spoilers. One thing I like about this book that I said in the previous book that isn't in this book, I hope I explained that right, is the fact that this time around, the story doesn't exactly follow in the Times of Your Life format, where we kind of know what time Logan's in and him reliving that time period. This time around, we get more of Logan pushing himself forward into time, more story itself instead of being thrusted into a certain point in time where, like in the last issue, it was the Phoenix, it was Weapon X, it was versus the Hulk. This time around, yes, we're in Manipur, but this time around, it's not about a situation in Manipur. It's actual story development. And then when we jump, more story development. Mesmero does come back into this book. I made mention last issue that we saw not even one page with him. This time around, we get to see him throughout the entire beginning of the issue. Artwork in this book, I know it's the same artist, and I know for some reason this issue just felt a little bit sketchier than usual, and I can't put my finger on why. Does it ruin the story? No, but it just felt a little sketchier. However, I'm really enjoying this story and the ending, the last page cliffhanger to the conclusion of this miniseries, not miniseries, this story arc. I'm really interested, and I know that especially because of this ending, and I don't want to spoil it, but because of this ending, I'm sure that the next issue is definitely going to be a tug at the heartstrings. There are going to be possible man tears. Possible. I don't know. But it looks like it's going to tug on the heartstrings a little bit, the conclusion of this issue, because we all know that he's coming back to the present. And where this book left off, I don't know. So that's the non-spoiler overview. If you enjoyed what you heard here, maybe you might want to go check out Old Man Logan 23 before you get into the spoilers of this book. Now, also mention, if you are jumping into this book, I'd recommend starting at the beginning of this arc. It's only a 4-part story arc. We're in part 3. You only have to get the 2 parts before it, and there's one more part after this. I believe it's coming out towards the end of the month, beginning of June. But now, let's get into the spoilers of this book. So, Wolverine's now in Manipur, and Mesmero, the book opens up with Mesmero trying to auction off Old Man Logan's body again. And he's like, yeah, and they're questioning, are you sure he's not in there? He's like, yeah, watch this. He pulls out a knife and he stabs Wolverine, or Logan. And in Logan's mind, see, I believe his soul is jumping from place to place, but his soul is still attached to his body, because when he gets stabbed by Mesmero in Manipur, he reacts to that stabbing. So I don't know, but anyway, this kid ends up stealing the medallion, and now Logan has to track him down through Manipur to get the medallion back so that he could travel forward in time. And there's a part where he gets shot in Manipur, and his body somehow reacts to that. And the people start freaking out, and Mesmero's like, this shouldn't be happening. And that's kind of where we get left over with Mesmero. He's like, no, I want to make this deal. And then it looks like he's going to get sold to one faction. I'm not going to say who yet. But anyway, we jump back to Manipur. Long story short, Wolverine finds the kid. The kid gives him back the medallion, and he goes off. And then we see him playing baseball with the X-Men. And what happens is, he tries to tell Bobby what's going to happen. Now, this is the thing, though. If Old Man Logan is part of an alternate world, wouldn't him telling Bobby that, you know, where, because he tries to tell Bobby where his body is, tries to give him a warning so that maybe Bobby can stop Mesmero from making him leave his body. But the weird thing is, if this takes place in an alternate universe, how would the 616 or the main universe Iceman know this? Because he's telling the Iceman that potentially he kills, because that leads into the Wasteland and the Old Man Logan story arc. And it kind of, this would be a bit of an inconsistency if somehow Iceman in present in the next issue happens to remember this, because then it wouldn't make sense, because this is supposed to be in a different, I mean, that's what we were led to believe, that Old Man Logan was part of a different universe, and then after Secret Wars, not Empire, Secret Wars, he ended up in the Marvel Prime universe. So I don't understand how him telling Iceman would actually work for the Iceman that's in present day. And if it does, then that is a humongous plot hole, because this was supposed to be a what if or a alternate universe where Wolverine accidentally, under Mysterio's power, killed the X-Men. So again, it would definitely, if Iceman shows up at the end of next issue to save Logan, yes, then there definitely is a huge plot hole. But anyway, he gets taken away again, and he's now in the Wastelands. But it's not the part where he's with Bruce Banner's baby. It's back to where his kids and his wife are now alive again. So this takes place right before the Old Man Logan part of the arc where his kids get killed. So he takes the medallion and he says, you know what? And he drops it. Spoiler here, this is the end of the issue. And he breaks and he's like, you know what? I'm home. The end. Wow. So the next issue is definitely going to pull on heartstrings, because now we know that at some point, what's his name? The Banner kids are going to show up and they're going to kill Logan's family. He's already noticed that he can't change the course of time in the past. So what's going to change this time? He's not going to be able to stop the inevitable. And I'm very interested to see how this plays out. And now he destroyed the medallion. So how is Old Man Logan going to make it back home to his body? This book definitely breaks the mold of what the other two books set in motion, where we were seeing Logan go from point A to point B in different points in time in his life. And I like that. I like that the first half of the book was all of the history we knew about Wolverine, and now the second half is Old Man Logan and trying to figure out how he's going to get back to his body, at least, because we all know he's not going to end up back in the Wasteland where he wants to be. So if Iceman does show up next issue, that is a humongous plot hole. Just my opinion, because this Iceman, the Iceman in the X-Men Prime, in the Marvel Prime universe, is different from the Iceman Old Man Logan accidentally killed in his universe. This was an excellent book. Definitely give it a try out. The artwork, like I said, a bit sketchy. You'll see from the preview artwork, but I still enjoyed it. I still can't wait for the next story arc when Deodato jumps on, and we're going to get Old Man Logan versus Maestro. Oh my god, I can't wait. So anyway, guys, now it's your turn. What did you guys think of Old Man Logan issue 23 if you read it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What did you think of the artwork? What do you think about the progression of the story? Do you feel like the next issue is going to pull at your heartstrings? Because I feel like I'm setting up for some real feels by the end of this story arc and by the middle of the next book. Loved it. Great story. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. As always, Comic Frontline, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. If you enjoyed what you saw here, please, if you're brand new, feel free to hit that subscribe button, the bell us as well, the notification bell, because we have 3 live shows every single week, and you definitely want to be on top of all the stuff we have going on here. We have videos coming out each and every day, whether it be a review, a haul, a live show, what have you. We have tons of stuff that come out on Comic Frontline, and we definitely want you guys to enjoy it. So, as always, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and I will see you guys really soon in the next video.